Hello, my beautiful Barça babies, and welcome back to the Undefeated channel for another episode of Wake Up and Barça. Late afternoon, I'm sure somebody's waking up. Maybe it's not morning, but maybe from a nap or whatever, all right? We're not playing by technicalities here, all right? A late episode of Wake Up and Barça. Welcome to you all. We're going to be doing a match review. Barcelona versus Elche. We'll be talking about the good, the bad, the Barça. We'll do a full match review and analysis. We'll give out our awards, including the Mustache Man of the Match, all that and more on today's episode of Wake Up and Barça. If you would like to be part of the conversation, which is kind of the whole reason why we're doing this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can be part of the chat with your fellow culés. We're going to have some good conversation. We're going to go over the Elche results, 4-0 from Barcelona, aka Forcelona. Whatever else comes up conversationally. It's all happening on today's episode. So again, one more time, welcome. And with that out of the way, let's kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
Oh my goodness. Is that an illusion, or do my eyes deceive me, or is that real? Do we have Kudus in the house? It's been a minute, good sir. Good to see ya. We got Harry with us as well. Grimash, hello and welcome. I see some others in the chat. Walter as well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching. Hello and welcome to the Undefeated channel. Again, this episode will be a match review. Barcelona getting 4 goals away from home versus Elche. We saw goals from Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres. We'll be discussing that as well as whatever else comes up. All right, I know there's some more Messi rumors. Apparently didn't have a very fun experience in his match with PSG yesterday. So we'll talk about all that and more. I'm going to turn to the chat first and just see how we're feeling. What's your reactions after this Elche win? 4-0. I want to get some thoughts going, and then we're going to go over stats. We're going to go over the good, the bad, the Barça, all that good stuff. It's all happening, all right? But let me know first what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what are your takeaways from the match? Let me know, my friends. I appreciate your kudos. You got your priorities set up straight there, it looks like. Javier, hello, says making it to a live finally. That is one of the benefits of mixing up the time here and there, is that you do get the opportunity for some folks that typically miss it, that aren't up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., whatever it is, Eastern time. So I appreciate y'all spreading the love around, getting some new folks in the stream. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Who else we got in here? Lovisa says Lewandowski is back. He does get the double. Very impressive performance. Will that land him in one of the Barça boxes? Will it be a Barça, a Mustache Man of the Match? We don't know. We don't know yet, folks. We're not there yet. We'll be talking about that in just a little bit. Brian, hello, says, can you look at our leaked third kit? I hate it. You know what, dude? I can. Let's go. I probably want to start on Twitter, actually. Probably want to start there. Do Barcelona leaked 2024. How about that? See what we get. Is this what we're looking at? Are we looking at that mint color? Is that what we're saying? I feel like we've had that kit before. Let's go. We'll go to Google. We'll Google it. Barcelona leaked 2024 kit. See what we get here. That's that image still. Are we talking about you said the third kit though, right? I mean, yeah, exactly. I knew it. I knew that kit looked familiar. Like, we've already had that one. Okay, so we're looking at this then. I don't hate it. We need to do something else. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. We need to do something else with. See, this is what we're modeling. No, go away. Go away. I'm not a subscriber. I'm not going to subscribe. Just leave me alone. It's not happening. Let me see if I can get a good picture for you all. Maybe this one here. Here we go here. Cookies and everything. Just whatever. Go back to Twitter. Let's go. We'll try this. We'll go Barcelona 2024 third kit. Let's get some pictures. There it is. There it is. I just wasn't typing in the right commands there. Okay. All right. What do we think? Looks a little bit like a training top to me. We got to do something else design-wise to spice that up. Whether it's a monotone graphic similar to the gold kit, that would be fine. If we want to add a stripe or two down the middle, something. We got to do something else to make this not look like a training top. I love the colors. Love the idea. Again, we're going to some retro kits. I don't hate it. Can we get? I mean, that's significantly better. If you look at Carles Puyol and then you do better the first time round. It's better the first time round, I'd say. This is a good spot. This is a nice kit. I like this kit. So if it's going to be modeled after that, I'm cool with it. I don't love the gradient there. It's better than having nothing. I'm good with a mint kit. I'm okay with that. I'm pretty excited about that, actually. So I know I was asking for thoughts on the match, but maybe first and foremost, thoughts on the kit. I agree. I see Brian says it's basically the training kit. It does look like a training kit, right? It does look that way. Harry says very similar to 2011, 2012. Agreed with you there. Ovi, how we doing, sir? Says, no, not the white. Yeah, might be bringing in a white kit. We'll see. For the last 3 or 4 years, Barcelona has been rumored to have a white kit coming. We'll see. Harry gives it a 6 out of 10. Not bad. What would you rate this? Just as is, if this is what we're going with, what would you rate this out of 10? For me, 6 out of 10 is fair. That's very fair, actually. Just to be different, I could give it a 7. I think 6 is fair. I'm with you on that one, Harry. I give this one a 6 out of 10. Kuda says, or is it a training kit? Ooh, playing 3D chess with us. Look out. Who knows? Anthony says, are you going to change your thumbnail Barca kit? So, funny thing, I straight up did not even realize that I had not updated it until last week. My wife pointed it out. So, yes, I should, and I probably will for the last month of the season. We'll make that happen. Yeah, we'll do that for the last month of the season, and then we'll make sure we get it updated once next year's kit is out. This year just flew by, folks. It really did. Again, I'm going way off track here. We are going to get to the good, the bad, the Barca. We'll do a full match overview. But this year has flown by. It's absolutely flown by. I've experimented a little bit with the content on the channel. I've done more shorts rather than the regular uploads. And hasn't been great for growth, we'll say. Things have slowed down a little bit. Didn't put anything into advertising this year, so that happened as well. Hoping to get to 5,000 before the start of next season. We'll see. That's the goal. But we'll continue to grow. We'll continue to develop. I'm looking forward to it. Ovi says a poor 6 and 5 to that second kit. A poor 6 and 5 to that 2 kit. You're giving me too many numbers there, Ovi. I've almost gone cross-eyed. Brian says, I want another purple kit, but more like a dark purple. Problem is, you gotta remember you're going into Real Madrid territory if you go into that dark purple. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, who knows? We'll see. We'll talk more about kits as the pictures get released, as the rumors fly over the next few months. But for right now, let's go ahead and jump back over to this Elche match. Let's get into the details here. Again, Lewandowski on the double, Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres joining in as well in a 4-0 victory. Now, this could have been a little bit closer. 15 shots for Elche, only 2 on target. Ter Stegen, of course, taking care of those 2 shots. Barcelona had 12 with 6 on target, 60% of the possession, 521 passes compared to 331 for Elche, 86% passing accuracy for Barcelona, which isn't great. I'd like to see us 89, 90%. It's a small difference, but it makes a difference. Either way, we get the 3 points. Barcelona is still at the top of the table, 71 points compared to Real Madrid, who had a huge victory over the weekend. No big deal. We don't need to even discuss that. Elche didn't help them out whatsoever. They remain down at the bottom of the table. They're on 13 points. I mean, they're gone. They're out. They're absolutely out. Only 11 matches remain. They're 13 points from 19th place, which is Valencia. We're currently losing to Rayo Vallecano. Unbelievable. Valencia might get relegated, folks. It might happen. I mean, it's still close. They're within striking distance all the way up to, really, I'd give them up to 14th, maybe 13th. So Valencia can climb out. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. We'll keep an eye on that. We will definitely keep an eye on that. But for right now, let's go ahead and get into some more details from the match. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the Barça. From Barcelona's 4-0 win over Elche, we will begin, as we always do, with talking about what was good about the match. 3 points in the bag. Barcelona winning consistently. You like to see it. In years past, we've stumbled against teams like Elche. They've been taking points from us. We've had to come up with some late winners. I remember, I think it was a 3-2 win at Nico had to get a late winner last season. So Barcelona haven't made it easy on themselves with opponents like Elche in years past, like I said. So Barcelona on a hot streak, taking care of business, getting 3 points, getting the clean sheet. I like it. What else was good about the match? Ferran Torres getting himself on the score sheet. Hadn't scored since October. Ansu Fati getting himself on the score sheet. Hasn't scored since October. Both those players needed to find the back of the net, and they did. Ansu Fati in particular, this comes after just a few days after his father making nonsense comments in the media. Unnecessary. You don't need that. Get that noise out. So all that was good. 3 points. Ferran and Ansu getting much needed goal contributions. But in particular, what was good about this match? Lewandowski back in scoring ways, getting the double against Elche. He had I believe it was a 3-match goal drought leading into this. He hadn't gone 4 matches since, I believe it was 2016, if I remember correctly. That was announced during the broadcast. So shout out to those producers there. But we're talking Lewandowski getting the double. It was very good. Some might argue already. I can see the chat popping off. Ooh, it should be Barca box. Ooh, we should get the mustache man of the match. It's Elche. It's bottom of the table. Okay, so it's good that he got on the score sheet. It's good that he ended his drought, but that's where it stops. All right, let's remember, we are playing bottom of La Liga Elche here. All right, so good performance, gets himself the good box. Lewandowski on the double in the 4-0 victory versus Elche. Let's turn now and let's talk about what was bad about this match. Nothing on Barcelona's side, actually. I don't have any complaints. I had a long list of what was good. We're going to get into what was Barça about the match. We'll give out the mustache man of the match, but there really wasn't anything necessarily bad about this, except Casey Keller and the way he was pronouncing Ansu Fati's name. He kept calling him Ansu Fati. Like, Casey Keller, please do a little bit of homework. And I'm not, listen, I've messed up players' names, okay? I will do so in the future as well. But not someone as significant as Ansu Fati by calling him Ansu Fati. Or what are you from, Wisconsin? What is going on here, my dude? Casey Keller, you should know better, okay? American goalkeeping legend. How dare you not know how to pronounce Ansu Fati? It's easy. There was a gentleman right next to you the whole game pronouncing it correctly, and you just ignorantly kept pronouncing it Ansu Fati. my dude, that Casey, I love you, but no. For incorrectly pronouncing Ansu Fati, get in the box. Casey Keller. My goodness. Wow. Shake that off. Shake it off, my friends. Let's talk about what was Barça about this match, okay? Moving on from the bad, let's talk about what represented the badge, what was true to Barcelona's DNA. 3 names in particular come to mind. I'm gonna shout out Lewandowski again, okay? I know I put him in the good box and I kind of downgraded what he did, but the fact that he is showing up when we're without Pedri, without Dembele, without Frankie de Jong, okay, and that's just on the attack. Lewandowski is taking these youngsters and he's saying, let me show you the way, all right? I know I'm new to the club, but I'm not new to winning. I know what it takes. Lewandowski getting a little bonus recognition for the Barca box, okay? He doesn't get the official box, but a little bonus recognition. And speaking of youngsters, I'm going to shout out the young Gavi. Not showing up on the score sheet, but this kid, I'll tell you what. Everyone knows at this point he's willing to put his body on the line. Everybody knows that he's willing to play with heart, with determination, with passion. But the fact that, again, he's one of those players that is doing it consistently. He's doing it at a time when we need players to step up with these injuries. It's fantastic to see. So Gavi, as always, representing the badge. Shout out to Gavi. But this match Barca box goes to Ter Stegen. You got to give him a shout out. Another clean sheet, new hair, new attitude. The big German keeper holding it down between the posts. The trusty Ter Stegen, as he's been known. All right, had a little bit of shakiness over the last few years. A lot of people were saying it's time for Ter Stegen to go. A lot of people pointing those fingers. Bad results. Blaming Ter Stegen. But now we're seeing that investment of trust from Xavi. It's paying off big time. And Ter Stegen coming up huge. Only needed the 2 saves, but you got to give credit where credit is due. In years past, again, this is one of those matches where we fall asleep, we slip up for even just a moment or two, and we make this harder on ourselves than we need to. So Ter Stegen, another clean sheet. You got to give him some love. You got to shout him out. Gets the Barca box. Now, that moves on. The mustache man of the match. Which again, we look to the defensive side of the ball. We give it to Araujo. It's time. It's time, folks. He needs to get the recognition. Araujo, big boy doing big things. Okay? Gets the assist to Lewandowski. Free kick, far post. Araujo heads it down, sets up Lewandowski. Easy peasy. Plus the defensive effort. Okay? And this is probably long overdue to give Araujo his recognition. He and Christensen have become a tremendous center back pairing, on top of the fact that Araujo is asked to play out of position at right back when we play some elite players like Vinny Jr. for Real Madrid. You see it in that case. Had we stayed in Champions League, you'd see it there as well. But I digress. Araujo, not only is he representing the badge, but he is putting in the performances on both ends of the pitch right now. He is the heir to the throne that Puyol has left behind. Okay? That's what I'm feeling about Araujo. Like I said, big boy doing big things. Gets the mustache man of the match, which rounds us out for the good, the bad, the Barca. Let me know your thoughts. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you change? What would you put in the good, bad, and Barca boxes? And who would you give the mustache man of the match award to? Let me know down in the comments. If you're watching on replay, this is where I will turn to the chat. Get some thoughts, get some opinions. What do we think, folks? The good, the bad, the Barca. Here in my throat. What do we think? How we feeling? Let me get some thoughts. Mike, how we doing, sir? Says, when you play with confidence like Gavi, it's hard to get injured. That is what a lot of people say. When you're worried about getting injured, you're hesitant, you pull back a little bit, you're not being the one that's aggressive, you're more likely to get injured. That does happen from time to time. Saint, good afternoon, I should say. I see your question about Aubameyang. We will talk about Aubameyang maybe on another day or towards the end of this episode if we get to it. Probably another day. There's a lot of time to talk about Aubameyang and other transfers. Not Brandon says Barcelona is back. Yes, indeed. Royson, how we doing, sir? Good to see you. Ovi says, by the way, Sensei, I am not sure you guys remember or not, but you were constantly saying that this year will be the year that Ter Stegen, the year of Ter Stegen. I think the gods heard you, Sensei. Probably. I'll take credit for that. I'll take at least a little bit of credit for Ter Stegen's season by calling that shot. But I did feel that way. I did feel like this was going to be a big year for Ter Stegen, and he has proven me right. Simon, how we doing? Says running a late one tonight. Barça asking for Tebas to resign. What do you think? Ugh, I don't even want to get into that nonsense. To be honest, we'll talk a little bit about that either Wednesday or Friday. I'm waiting for some more details to come out, but apparently Tebas has been not holistically truthful about evidence that he's been providing against Barcelona. I'll leave it at that. We'll talk about more about that later on. My goodness. Lovisa says, I think Gavi and Eric Garcia deserved one of those. Eric Garcia. Thank you for bringing that up. I actually completely overlooked Eric Garcia. I apologize. Let me rewind. He would have been honorable mention for the Barça box. Absolutely. Trying out that pivot role. I liked it. Liked what I saw from him. Busquets getting a little rest. Garcia sliding in that pivot role. Smooth sailing. Shout out to Eric Garcia. I appreciate you giving him some love there, Lovisa. Harry as well, right after that, says, I'd like to see Eric Garcia get some recognition. Shout out to you both for bringing that up. Grimmish says, Lua for the man of the match, 2 goals and a pretty assist. Absolutely. I'm taking with a grain of salt the fact that it's Elche, bottom of the table. You should be doing that if you're Lewandowski. You know what I mean? Mike says, Eric Garcia went above and beyond. He stepped up and filled that spot when we desperately needed it, and he did so very well. I'm seeing the love in the chat. It's making me reconsider. Maybe he should have gotten that Barça box. Grimmer says, I think we will finally see a duel between Benzema and Lewandowski during El Clasico. That will decide the result. We'll see. We'll see. I unfortunately am not going to be able to do a live watch along for that one. It is during a work day, and I will be occupied, unfortunately. Couldn't clear my schedule. So no spoilers on the channel. I'll be watching that one on replay. But I'll circle back. Maybe we'll do like a live stream. I don't want to say that night. When do we play? Wednesday? Maybe we'll do like a late night Wake Up in Barça on Wednesday or something like that, like a bonus one. Because we are going to do Wake Up in Barça Wednesday morning. We'll do a full match preview for the El Clasico Leg 2, but I won't be able to do a live watch along, unfortunately. So, I know, it happens. Maybe we'll do a bonus episode of Wake Up in Barça, like I said. We shall see. We shall see. Of course, if you are enjoying the content, whether you're watching this live or on replay, I appreciate if you drop a like, show me some love, and as always, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, so you know when we're live. You can come hang out with me and the Stash Squad, which is the cool-ace from around the world, hanging out, supporting the badge, supporting each other. That is what we do here, my friends. Sometimes that microphone gets a little loose. You gotta be careful with that. Daniel, how we doing? Thoughts on Dest? He's gonna get sold. It's just a question of where. I do hope he stays in Europe, but I could see him coming back to the MLS, regain some confidence, regain some of his value. I could see that happening. I could see him going somewhere like a Turkey, somewhere like France even. Maybe somewhere lower in the table in La Liga if we want to loan him out for another year. I could see him being loaned out for another year. But I don't think he's going to be wearing a Blaugrana kit come next season. Unfortunately. I don't think that's going to happen. Harry asking maybe Galatasaray. It's a good shout, good option. I would say possibly. Simon says, good win for FC Cincinnati. Yes, the wife and I were there, of course, supporting the boys. Undefeated so far this season and sitting top of the Eastern Conference. Shout out to FC Cincinnati. Another win over David Beckham's Inter Miami. It was a fun one. So we will keep you updated on that. Of course, we're still pretty early on in the season, but FC Cincinnati off to a hot start. Harry asking about Diachi Kamada on a free transfer this summer. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is maybe make a list similar to what we did last year of potentially free transfers, and we'll kind of rank who we should get maybe and who we should leave behind, because there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options coming up in terms of free transfers. There's Gundogan, there's Conte, I believe, is also going to be a free agent at the end of this season. I know I just said there's a bunch, and now I look like a liar because they're not coming to mind, but there are some. So we'll make an official list. I'm not thinking of them off the top of my head, but we'll get a list going. We certainly will. For right now, that's going to do it. We've gone over the good, the bad, the Barça. Again, let me know your thoughts. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you change? If you were filling in those boxes, who would be your mustache man of the match? Again, we will be live Wednesday morning. We'll do a little match preview day of for El Clasico Leg 2. Copa del Rey semifinal. Again, no live watch line, but maybe a bonus. Maybe a bonus wake up in Barca. We'll see what happens on the pitch. All right. Until then, my friends, lots of positive interactions. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. High fives and hugs to whoever wants them. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me. Again, if you enjoyed the content, don't be shy about dropping a like, and I will see you Wednesday for a match preview. Barcelona, Real Madrid. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.